Hi, this is Ed here with some in-game footage of my latest game of Civilization 4 playing the Realism Invictus mod. It's the 20th anniversary edition, which I find very difficult, usually in noble difficulty level. Um, but in this game I selected an archipelago map which has produced lots of long islands and isthmuses which are easily defended and make great platforms to launch amphibious assaults from. So I've managed to get right to the end of the tech tree, which I'll show you now. So everything in green has been researched, so I'm into future tech. So I've got all the real world tech you would expect to have in February 2015 AD, which is where we're at in the game. And I'm playing as Great Britain. I'll just show you the settings. So it's Osmond of England, and Osmond is a combination of my brother's name Oswald and my name Edmund. And Osmond in real history was actually the brother of Saint Edmund, or King Edmund of East Anglia. And when after King Edmund was killed, Osmond sought exile in a monastery near Dorchester, which is near where I live in Yeovil. So that's a fun fact. And so yeah, archipelago, high sea level. Now, in this game, as I said, we can look at who the top dog is, and it's Tipu Sultan of the Dravidian People's Republic, which is in India, and me, because we're in as the yellow line shows, we're in a team effort, so he agreed to a permanent alliance with me. And we've been at war with the second dog, Suleiman Kanuni of the I think he's like Ottoman Empire, and Peter I of Russia, who are in a joint alliance. So actually quite formidable enemies in real life and in the game, but in a prolonged war with them, because I went around attempting a land grab, because I'm now going for a if we look at the victory conditions, I'm going for a domination victory, which requires 53% of the world population and 59% of land area. So we way exceed the population at 64.61%, and land area is 54.3% against Suleiman's 21%. So what I did was I went to war with the minor powers, and you can see I wiped out the ones who are dead. Ozbeg Khan, Brian Boru of the Irish, the Koreans, and also George Washington, who was a rebel who sprung up and took over Newcastle because the people got dissatisfied with the war. But I've recaptured Newcastle. And then the major campaigns against the Russians and the Turks were what actually happened was I took over Sian and Peking, which were Korean cities or South Chinese cities, and then Suleiman the Turk, he declared war because he seemed dissatisfied that we were doing so well. He captured Sian again, and then we had a prolonged battle there where we recaptured it. I came and established that this land mass here was the only one left. There was a Russian city where Cork is now, and this area where Lanark is was empty, so I settled that. And then in a prolonged war, we captured this island here, which I think was a Turkish-owned city. I took that and renamed it Dublin in accordance with the other Irish cities nearby. Belfast likewise was captured and recaptured from the Turks. And then we had a very long and bloody battle to capture this island down here, because the Russians had lots of Spetsnaz, special forces troops, So we had to keep chipping away at them from the sea with Royal Marines commandos who have amphibious assault abilities. And then once that area was secured, we moved the amphibious assault force up here to this land here, which is just off our mainland from London and Brighton, so it's always been a thorn in the side. So as you can see, we've only just captured Astrakhan. It's still in revolt from being taken over. But in the peace deal that followed, I got Suleiman to give me Trebizond, which was another island very near to our main cities of Bath and Bournemouth and Weymouth, etc. So then I stopped the war, but before the war ended, at Portland, Weymouth, well, first of all, Seaton and Margate defected to the French in the dark blue. I said, okay, we can be at peace for now. Then Ramsgate, Weymouth and Portland defected to the Germans. So next, to get my landmass back so I have a chance of getting this 59% of land area, I'm going to have to recapture all those cities and subdue them. So I'm going to start with the Germans because they've got 3 cities. No, 4 actually, isn't it? Canterbury, Ramsgate, Weymouth and Portland, and the French can be dealt with later. So I've moved I've got 2 carrier battle groups, including transport ships with marines and all the modern artillery you would expect on them. And so they're being redeployed from Astrakhan. So what will happen is, with a carrier battle group, we will attack Canterbury and also overland from London, where I've got, where most of the amphibious assault force is currently stacked up. The guys in red berets are special forces, special air service, so they have amphibious assault. We've also got 4 artillery pieces in London, which are essential for battering down a city with 120% defence. So, I've got everything pre-positioned. So the other carrier battle group at the moment is permanently stationed in Dublin.
Ready for action.
There's the carrier HMS Implacable. And we've got 5 F-35s on combat air patrol over Dublin, in case, to deter any nuisance from the Russians in here or down here, Tula. Although we are at peace with them now, but that carrier battle force can be brought over to the west if this group isn't enough to deal with the Germans. Because they're rebels, all they've got is loads of paramilitaries. They don't have an air force, so it's just going to be a prolonged war of attrition, chipping away at their paramilitaries, who are, they're strong defenders of it. There's just a lot of them, so we have to bring what's known as mass or force multipliers. So we just have to bring in our frontline troops,
ready for action,
paras, and then supplement that with, once the Air Force, then the Fleet Air Arm, and the tanks and artillery have battered down the defences, we can go in with Special Forces, and then maybe bring in some of our own paramilitaries, but they're not really pre-deployed over here yet, so this is all going to be very kind of involved logistics. Some might say boring logistics.
Yes.
But it is kind of real world how these operations work. So I'll just end the turn. Well, because we're not quite ready to launch an attack on Canterbury. So it's going to be a 2-pincered attack on Canterbury. Then when that's captured, moving on to Ramsgate with the amphibious assault force. Meanwhile, we need to liberate Portland and Weymouth, with Bath, our major city in the area, will be the base for that. So I think we probably need to pile up a few more troops in Bath and Bournemouth. so that we can do a pincer attack on Weymouth and Portland. So let's see what we've got spare. Not a lot, we're already quite weak. We've got an anti-tank missile there, Torquay. And the thing you have to bear in mind is when you go to war, the separatism index will increase. And that is, well, partly by espionage and partly by troops on the ground. But I'm going to always moving out.
Waiting your orders. What do you need?
APC is my best APC. I'm going to move into Bath as a forward attacker. You can see that's reduced separatism to, or increased it to -164 from -169. And once the war gets going, that'll go higher, but we can manage that. So, flank it there. See if we've got anything spare. Nothing really in Bristol. We do need to keep. There's a small city within it.
Tell me what to do.
Down.
All present and accounted for.
City attacking. APC to Bath. We really need some artillery up here as well.
What do you need? Ready for action.
There's not much to spare.
What's the plan?
So,
Tell me what to do.
Yeah,
Ready
might
for
need to
action.
fly in some troops from around the Empire.
Waiting your orders.
All of that, I would say, is going to be needed against Canterbury. But where possible, we want to fly
All present and accounted for.
reinforcements, even if
At your
they're
service.
low-ranking units. I mean, in Shire,
Tell
we
me
could
what to
probably
do.
Fly over.
Your orders. Waiting your orders. Reporting
Fly
for
over an
duty.
APC.
Waiting your orders.
Doesn't
Ready
need
for action.
capability and forest capability with this mission. It would help actually because there's hills and forests around Canterbury, so we will bring that over to Shenyang, which has an air base, so we can fly it out there next turn.
All present and accounted for. At your service.
Unload, sleep. Can we spare anything from this city, which I'm just going to tidy up the map? So all these volcanic ash notifications can go away. So in Shu, which is highly productive, is spitting out a special air service for us to know. Another one to do 7 times. I'm
At your service.
I'm going to have to get an airlift. The special air services should be over to Bournemouth, ready for the assault on Weymouth. And then, yeah, it hasn't really affected separatism there yet. Nothing much to fly over from Dublin, or what about Belfast? Yeah, we had to reinforce it significantly to quell rebels there, so
Ready for action.
we do have... we've got
What's the plan?
Piece.
What's the plan?
So I'm actually going to, I think,
All present and
sail
accounted
them
for.
over, unless there's more on an island. Not much there. So yeah, I'm going to sail over to Belfast. Definitely the
At your
artillery
service.
base.
Ready
One
for
or two
action.
of our best APCs.
What do you need? What do you need? What do you need?
Yeah, the two
Yes.
city attacking APCs. So that leaves Belfast at minus 85% separatism. They need an escort, so we've got
Your orders.
a destroyer
What do you need?
which will go with them as far as Shenyang, at least. Then I think
Yes?
got another destroyer there join the escorts over to the mainland.
Tell me what to do.
There's a paramilitary. That will jump in the same transport when it arrives. Probably upgraded to modern infantry by then. I'm just seeing what other units we've got down. So they're coming down. Yeah, once they get down here and drop off that special air services chappie, the next turn they'll join the convoy over from the east. So I think we can end the turn now, and we won't declare war on the Germans until we've got our troops forward deployed. There's not much available on the Isle of Wight to bring over. They're big cities and they need troops to keep them happy. Don't ask me what they do in the evenings to keep the troops happy, but that's the Isle of Wight for you. Okay. So yeah, let's end turn, centred on our capital, London, and see what happens. Good. Got an Apache built in Weymouth, so that's going to help massively. As we had a dearth of artillery over here, it's a long time to build an artillery piece. But we do need them, and we can hurry things. So Lincoln, yeah, as we need mass, we're just going to produce paramilitaries there to come over and join the battle against Germany. Represent our newly city from the Turks. You know, you acquire it with some modern improvements, but a lot of missing early improvements, like barracks, granaries, and so they're going to starve quickly. Not much we can do about that except make sure they've got fishing docks, which they do. As the culture expands, it will introduce more sea tunnels for them to harvest. So until then, we just need to make sure they're healthy and happy. So we're looking at building happiness there. No, we'll build a sawmill. That increases productivity massively. What needs to be built next? We're not going to build investment funds. That's just a default thing it keeps suggesting at this stage of the game. Mayor's office is useful because it brings extra happiness. So Belfast now, we do need more naval units in that area. So I might, well, I'll build a stealth corvette there. These guys, workers, are developing the infrastructure on island. It's probably less than a century since we captured it from, maybe 50 years since we captured it from the Russians and the Irish. So they're just building essential infrastructure. Very boring. They're going to build a pipeline. Is going to sit tight. These guys are repairing battle damage from the Russia and Turk war. Just check that all our resources are still mined and hooked up, which they seem to be, so they can just go to sleep in Bristol now until there's any collateral damage from the war with the Germans. Got a paramilitary in Bath, which we can upgrade. That's a very expensive upgrade to a warrior, so I'll probably leave him at that for now. sleeps until needed. That fighter's on cap. That fighter's on cap. Sleep. Guided missile. We probably want to load that into a boomer, a ballistic missile submarine. These aren't nuclear missiles, they're just conventional Tomahawks, because at the moment UN resolution has been passed not to allow nuclear weapons. I keep voting no to that because I'd like to have a go with nukes in this game. And we've got the UN, me and Tipu Sultan, so we decide resolutions, but whenever we vote yes, allow nuclear weapons, of course the Turks and Russians vote no, so that's the way it goes. That submarine will just wait there until needed to bombard Canterbury. That APC, like I said, is going to come over. So that transport ship.
All present and accounted for. All present and accounted for. Reporting for duty.
A city attacking APC. Yeah, the fishing boat is needed to replace the one pillaged outside London. That transport dock can now go into London and unload. These guys are going to keep coming west. You know, to Lincoln area. He will then load when he gets there. These two are going to come down and join that escort, that group. So now that's much safer as a convoy. That APC we're going to airlift straight to London. Blackbird is a unique world wonder unit that has very long reconnaissance range. It's not much use to us in this battle with the Germans, so it just stays on station in the middle of the world at Xi'an. Occasionally does overflights of Russian territory to see what they're up to. It's like this, so you can see they've got advanced fighters and things. Which we shot down in the battle for Astrakhan. We got our F-35s on intercept missions and shot them down. So that's the end of that turn. So yeah, good, an Apache built in Dublin. As I said, we do need more naval units. So I'm going to build a destroyer here. Freshwater is a very productive city that was captured. Well, it rebelled and became Mayan, as in the Aztecs for a while. So we're still rebuilding it after losing some of the basic buildings. But it is very productive. You can build a Challenger there and Challenger tank there in 9 turns. Quite fast. Special Air Services takes 18 turns. Apache as well. Has to be a consideration. So I'll go with the Challenger. Kandahar, a minor city we've captured from the Russians recently. So probably we want to be building up infrastructure there. If we can force a culture pop, that would be good for our territorial gains. So I'll build a library. That Apache gets immediately upgraded to city attacking and airlifted to the SAS chappie. But he can airlift a Bath in the same turn. Now, that we're now kind of really ready to go in against Germany, I'd say. I'll just get that transport dock back up to Orel, which was called the Russian city of Orel, O-R-E-L, but I renamed it to Oriel in tribute to Oriel College, Oxford, just as a little quirky thing. That guided missile sleeps in the boomer. SAS ready to go. Warrior ready to go. These chaps are, again, tidying up over in this area. I'm not going to bother with the Blackbird flying this turn. So yeah, this convoy continues west. Picks up a unit from Newcastle.
What's the plan? What do you need?
I'll probably take a warrior now, and we can upgrade this paramilitary.
Yes.
For half our treasury, which is worth doing. So they continue west, and we said they'd probably take something. We say no, we've taken something already. So they got as far as they can this turn. This Apache can now, well, it can go and load into that transport and come over next turn. These workers are building highways in the Lincoln area. Fishing boats. We would set up the clam fishing boats near London. So, now I'm going to save the game. Then bite the bullet and declare war on the Germans this turn, I think. Well, no, next turn. Because we flew some units that can't move this turn. So yeah, Trebizond is now stagnant, but still at a population of over 3 million people. So we need to increase their health and happiness in such a big city. So a smokehouse will help with health in 2 turns. Good, another guided missile for the boomer. It's been built in Brighton. And I'm going to produce quite a lot of guided missiles because they're going to be used against primitive city-states without air defences.
Ready for action.
So we'll just, I think we'll...
Ready for action.
No, we'll actually load
What's
it
the
into
plan?
the boomer. He sails up to Brighton, takes the ballistic missile, comes back down to London to help next turn. The Apache waits, the SAS waits, the Blackbird doesn't fly. Fortify the upgraded APC. Now we can bring this attacking force over to London, I think, in this turn, hopefully. Yeah. Which is great. Means we can send probably...
Tell me what to do.
Well, how well defended is Weymouth? 60%. Yeah, we only really need 1 artillery piece up there because with bombardments from aircraft that would get it down. So we'll send 1 artillery piece up there. The Apache loads, and we can also bring an APC, I think.
Waiting your orders.
In Oriel. -547%.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, we'll bring
Waiting
an
your orders.
attacking APC as well. to Portsmouth. Unload. Sleep transport.
Reporting for duty.
So yes, I'm gonna make sure we've got bombers in range. Currently the strategic bombers, the long-range bombers are based. Let's just see, can they reach? No, they can't reach from there. So they can of course reach Canterbury, but I'm going to rebase them, I think, to Portsmouth, where they should be able to reach both, or Brighton. So they're back from the front line. So yeah, I'm not going to go until next turn now, because I can't bomb until next turn. And we'll have the artillery next turn as well. But
what's
with
the
so
plan?
much money, I am going to upgrade paramilitaries when I can.
Waiting your orders. What do you need?
Because they're not really needed in Dublin at the moment.
What's the plan?
Two of our lowest promoted F-35s over to Bath, probably, to help with the assault on Weymouth and Portland next turn. Then see if there's anything else we can upgrade or hurry through. Worth hurrying the barracks. This is a strange little area here, to the southwest of Portland. Rabat, Thugger, Meknes and Fez, which we captured from one of the Arabic civilizations. And Meknes and Fez are actually highly productive. But the Russians and Turks kept bombing our mines and iron and coal mines there, which is why they've each got 3 advanced SAMs sitting on top of them. And they just stay there in case the Russians or Turks attack again. So we're nearly ready to go to war. One more turn. It would be good to have an air base there to fly troops out, but it's not highly productive. It takes, 50 turns to build a troop. I mean, a decent unit, so we're not going to be flying much out of that, so I'm not going to build an air base. Probably just use it to stock up on guided missiles. Rabat, we'll build another worker there to save flying them over. Shenyang is a bit more productive than its sister city. Cheyenne across the water. Build modern infantry in 23 turns. Challenger in 10 turns. But again, we do need more naval units in this theatre, so we'll probably build another destroyer. Iraq again needs basic infrastructure. Do a grossest then. Oriole, as we said, we're building up from being a city captured from the Russians. yeah, I'm going to go for culture there for the storyteller. No, I like that school. Right, those bombers should now be in range of Weymouth. Oh, hang on. I think they are, but we just can't bomb them at the moment because we're not at war. So that's we're going to have to declare war. Yeah, let's do that. Save the game again first, because it does crash out sometimes at this late stage with such a big complicated map in play. So yeah, let's dial up the Germans and tell them we're going to war. Actually, first let's just check he's not in an alliance with the Turks. No, he's not a white line, so yeah, we can go to war without invoking the Turks in a defence treaty. So, Germany. Declare war. Then it's all about troop movements. Well, bombardments first. So we bring in this fleet, which includes battleships. And who can bombard? And so we can bombard. So that's taking the defences straight down to 68%. Then
what do you need?
We've got a Reaper drone here that can do the same. We do have more Reapers somewhere else.
Tell me what to do.
And now would be a good time to look at our forces overview by unit type. We've actually got 4 aircraft carriers, but 2 are in reserve without aircraft embarked, and they actually formed quite a legendary action during the war with the Turks. We bombarded 2 of their carriers down to red line status, and then our carriers were the only naval units in the area, and they went and sunk the carriers directly in a carrier-on-carrier battle. Quite unusual. But where are the Reaper drones? Oh, we've only got 2. One's just flown.
Awaiting your orders.
Another one in London. So yes, we'll use that to bombard Canterbury as well. Then it's over to the Fleet Air Arm with their bombardment promoted F-35s. We only really need 3 on combat air patrol at this time because we're not facing a modern nation, so we can do a lot of bombs. Slowly promoted air interceptors. Then we'll see what we can do with the artillery this turn. So we sent 1 artillery piece up to Bournemouth, didn't we? Didn't we? Well, it needs to be getting over them. There it is. Okay, so we'll send 1
Tell me what to do. Tell me what to do.
Oh, it's nearly arrived. We'll send another one anyway. And then the 3 that are left in London.
Your orders.
We'll go and have to pop back to Canterbury.
you wish.
So yeah, that's got the defences of Canterbury down to nothing. Now those artillery
All
pieces
present and accounted for.
need an escort. So we'll send in a load of APCs.
What do you need? Waiting your orders. All present and accounted for. All present and accounted for. What do you need?
So
Reporting for duty.
City attacking one.
Ready for action.
Hill attacking one.
Your orders. All present and accounted for. What's the plan? Reporting for duty. What do you need? Ready for action. What's the plan?
We won't bother sending the desert promoted ones.
Waiting
We'll
your
keep
orders.
them back for the desert conflicts.
What do you need? Waiting your
well,
orders.
one of
All
them will
present
have
and
to go.
accounted for.
Probably the best one.
Reporting for duty. Reporting for duty. Your orders.
So that one, that one, that one. We also send in all the SAS
Waiting your
we've got
orders.
in London. They fortify. The Apache will go with.
All present and accounted for.
And we've got
Waiting
more
your orders.
APCs.
Reporting for duty.
Going to send all of
Reporting for
them.
duty.
As I said, it's got to be over. And then I'm going to send. Yeah, maybe I'll send them up here to help with the assaults on Weymouth and Portland battleship group, and I'll send a transport with them for logistics movements. It can often be helpful to load troops into a transport and leapfrog onto the next city. So from Weymouth to Portland, I imagine that will be useful for that campaign. So they can just hang out there. We also got the airship Unique World Wonder, which is useful for flying spies around, but it's just going to skip this turn. Then I think I'm going to leave London with those troops there to see what happens in Canterbury. The spy needs to go into Canterbury to foment unhappiness. Next turn. Transport helicopter can sleep. We're fortifying everything else in London. We've got a spare settler, he can sleep. The boomer will come out and bombard next turn. Transport ship just sleeps. The Reaper's done its business. Sleep. And then we just back the carrier battle force off into our own waters. And that Reaper's worked this turn. That guided missile we want over in London to load into the boomer. No need for a Blackbird
What
flight,
do you need?
but we'll upgrade this paramilitary to first strike, promotion, and infantry fighting vehicle. That work is going to build a gas terminal. Now the assault on Weymouth.
What do you need? What's
So
the
we
plan?
can open up with. Yes, and we might come in. What can we
Reporting for
come in
duty.
with? Well, whatever happens, we need to bombard it. So our primary way of doing that here is with the F-35s and long-range bombers. So we're going to start with bombardment of these two F-35s. Then we're going to go in with the long-range bombers.
Reporting for duty. Reporting for duty.
Those defences are down to 1%. So we're going to have to leave some troops in Bath in case of a backlash from Portland. But we're going to take in 2 SAS. They can actually get up on that hill for extra defence.
Yes? Your orders. Ready for action. Ready for action. Reporting for duty. Waiting your order. At your service.
A couple of APCs.
Tell me what to do.
Armoured personnel carriers. So I think what we'll do is we'll go in next turn and bombard with 2 artillery pieces. So they just skip. The Apache waits till next turn. That Apache comes up for next turn. Yeah, we'll take an APC.
Your order.
Portsmouth as well for next turn. And I think that's about it now, unless we can hurry something else usefully. Yes, the foundry in Bath. Can we do that? No, not enough. Yep.
Ready for action. All present and accounted for. Yes?
So that's it for this turn, really. Let's see what happens. Focus back on Canterbury. See how the Germans respond. Fez is highly productive with an airbase, so we can build high quality troops here and challenge during the 4 turns to fly out to help the war Germany. So yes, as we said, we're going to bombard Weymouth down to 0% with the artillery pieces. Then that frees these F-35s up for air strikes straight onto the units themselves. We also hit them with the B-1B type bombers. And it's then time.
What do you need?
To have a crack at them with the Apaches. Yeah, there. For this turn, as you can see, they've just got a huge stack of paramilitaries who we need to chip away at. So
your orders.
We'll have a go at them with the APCs too. wait there till next turn. They've sustained hardly any damage. We back off.
At your service. Reporting for duty.
To this hill. In our own territory. But the guys we've left there, they do need something proper to defend.
Yes?
So I'm going to send in an APC and an SAS chappie. Oh, they could actually have a crack this turn. So that's probably the Weymouth Theatre of Operations.
All present and accounted for.
I'm going to send in a spy for next turn to foment unhappiness, which makes the defence less determined. So then we're over to Canterbury. So we send in the Reapers.
Yes?
To actually hit the units themselves, not the city defences this turn. Meanwhile, they're just building highways over in Ireland. The other Reaper needs to fly from London. Then we've got the Fleet Air Arm, bombers to go in. This spy makes unhappiness. Then we just bombard them units with artillery. Our single Apache in the air. Then the ballistic missile submarine comes out. See what these cruise missiles get up to. Yep, they've done more damage. Pop him back in. Reload. Another airstrike. And then it's just all our land units. Attack. So they've done all their attacking this turn. So it won't be until next turn that we actually capture Canterbury. So that little transport fleet has arrived. I'm going to move them over to Blockade Wing. That will cut off food supplies from them, just to stop Weymouth growing until we capture it again. And then see if there's anything we can hurry usefully in any of our cities. Actually, I'll just give you an overview of all our cities. So we've got all those cities. That's quite a long city list. But we are probably the biggest empire on Earth, apart from maybe the Indians, who are our allies. It's worth hurrying the cinema in court, because that will massively increase our culture there and pop these borders out to give us more territorial influence. The same reason it's worth hurrying the library in Kandahar. But we'll keep £1,000 in reserve and hit end turn. So yeah, the foundry in Bath is completed, which gives it a massive 295 hammers of production, which means you can build modern infantry in 6 turns. Or a warrior in 7 can go in one of those. Bristol's spewing out a massive 321 hammers. But it takes 11 turns to build a warrior for some reason. I think this must be to do with wonders. I think Bath's got a military academy or something, which increases its productivity, so we've got a bit of a challenger tank in Bristol. Yeah, so Cork kind of pop its culture in 2 turns. It's going to grow in 8, so we'll build a granary in 4 to counter that food growth. Kandahar will make hire an entertainer there to give us more culture. As you can see, that makes it pop in 125 rather than a bit longer. Spy is always worth having. Right, so yes, back to the war.
What do you need? On our way.
Reaper attack.
Reporting for duty.
Pre-air arm attack. And there's a little German merchantman there who should be killed by the Indians next turn. So I'm probably not
Tell me what to do.
even going to bother.
Reporting for duty. At your
I
service.
mean, we do have a submarine there. Let's just go and finish him off ourselves. Might get a promotion for that heroic act. Yeah, Canterbury Apache attack.
Your orders.
Everyone else attack. Because they're red lines now. Good, so we've got Canterbury back from the Germans, which is quite important because it's the holy city of Christendom. And so I think that's probably a good place to leave the game. In the next session, we'll recapture Weymouth and Portland from the Germans and see where we're at then.